Hi Scraps, I'm coming at you today with another fun little card and a technique that I want to show you how to make that I used on this card. I actually am going to be using the same digital art from this series that I got from Calico Collage. I believe the series is called Dashing Men. I just love it. I've never seen a series like this before, and so I had to use it. I get a lot of requests for cards with men, and it's hard to find cards that have men on them that aren't completely silly. And this is kind of silly. It really is, but it's also really fun and it's pretty. I mean, I love it. So anyway, this again is from Calico Collage, and let me show you again their information. This is actually another digital download that I'm going to use. So you can go right there, www.calicocollage.com. She has a really great Etsy store. You make your purchase, you get it in your inbox right away. You can download it, use it as many times as you want. I told you in the last video, the cool stuff that she has. Something I forgot to mention was not only does she have these really awesome digital art pieces, that are like ATC sides, she also has some that are junk journals that are whole sets that are really cool. I'm going to be doing something with that, and then something like this, which is bottle caps. This is a sneak peek you're not supposed to be looking at, so I cheated. So anyway, that's where I got this digital art from. Let's get started on this. This is going to blow your mind with what I did. So the first thing I did was I layered, and in an effort to save time, I did a couple of these steps so we can just move forward. But the first thing that I did was I took my image, I layered it with my piece of paper I wanted to use, and then I adhered it. The thing with today is either from Calico Collage, which is the digital art piece, Tim Holtz, and then also the Scraps of Darkness February 2017 kit. So what you're going to do to achieve this look, and you're not even going to realize that there's a look to achieve until I achieve it, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. First thing you're going to do is you're going to adhere everything. Then you are going to grab some Distress Crackle paint, and this is by Ranger. This is Tim Holtz. You're going to grab some of this. You're going to take a nice brush that has a nice full bristle section. I don't know what that's called right now because I'm having a brain fart. And you are going to dip it into your Crackle ink, and you are going to apply it medium or thick. But the trick is, guys, you don't want to go over a whole bunch of times. You just want to get it on once, call it good. Move on to your next section once, call it good. Move on, move on. If you go over it a bunch, you're not going to get the cracks that you want. And you can, I put the Crackle a little bit over here, onto the main piece of paper right there. You can do it however you want. Some people just want it over the image, but what's so cool about this is it cracks. See, do you see in the light how it kind of cracks like that? And we're going to bring that out because that's not just good enough. So anyway, after you apply one coat of your Distress Crackle paint with your brush, you're going to let it dry, and you can continue drying it with your heat gun, but I suggest just doing it the night before, right before you go to bed, and letting it dry overnight. Whenever I do it with my heat gun, I still get impatient and it doesn't dry all the way, and it doesn't give that great cracking effect that I want. It does, but it doesn't. But it does, but it doesn't. But anyway, so moving on, because I know that made a whole bunch of sense. You're going to let it dry overnight. So for the sake of time, because I've been on here for a couple minutes now, I did go ahead and let this dry overnight so we can move on to the next step. Now, I want to bring that crackle effect up. I want to be able to see those. So now, I did go ahead and ink the edges of this, but I did not distress it. I just inked it with Distressing ink, but I did not go around and rough up the edges. So to bring up the little crackling, I'm going to pull out my Distress inks by Tim Holtz and my little applicator. This time I don't want to use the ink directly onto the Crackle ink because I'm kind of afraid it will damage my my ink pad. Plus, I think that this just works better with what I want to do. I don't so much want to add color. I just want to bring out the cracks. So I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Doesn't that sound lovely and perfect? I keep my little applicators, little felt pads, in the bottom of my mini ink pad. So it's always there, always ready, and I never have to clean it or touch it. So I'm going to dab this up. I'm going to run this all over. I'm just going to use circles, and I'm just going to run it all over. And see, you can already see that crackle even better. It's totally coming through. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly even application. Like, I really don't care if it's even. Some areas will be heavy. I'm going to go over lightly over him, over his face, because I don't want to disturb that. I kind of want that to still just enough to bring out those cracks. That's all I'm doing right now. There we go. Now, I'm not done yet. Of course not. That'd be too easy, right? This actually is pretty easy. Now I want to go ahead and make my card. I want to embellish it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my card front, my card base. I'm using Craft because I think it looks beautiful with these colors. And I'm going to apply it because I'm going to do some glimmer misting on this. And I told you guys that I get adhesive happy. So I know, I use way too much. People are cringing right now. They're like, you only need a dot. I know, I only need a dot. It's tomboy, it's awesome. I get it, but I just really like adhesive. I get really adhesive happy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and line that up. And what I did basically was I took the measurement of my card and I just made it a ½ inch smaller when I cut out my paper to give it a nice frame of a 1/4 inch all the way around. So I think that this was like 4.5 or 4 by, I want to say 4 by, I don't remember. Let's say it's 4 by 5.5. So I actually only measured down, I think I only did 1/4 inch. So I think I did 3.75 by 5.25, I think. I could be wrong, but I think I did. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glimmer mist. And I want to glimmer, actually, no, we're not. That's a lie. I'm going to add some embellishments first. I want to add a flower. And I'm putting this on now because I do want to glimmer mist it. But before I do that, I forgot that I have these cute little hearts that I want to add as well to the corner. So I want to go ahead and distress this a little bit, not much, with some ground espresso. Ooh, I haven't used this one yet because see, the back's empty. Okay, so I'm just gonna tap that on there. I kind of want to keep it a little bit rough looking, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to embellish, and then I'm going to glimmer mist, and then I'm going to embellish again, and then we'll be done. But I have a trick to my glimmer misting on this that I want to share with you. So first thing we got to do is I got to put on this little cute flower. And again, this is from the Scraps of Darkness February 2017 kit, Scraps of Darkness. I did have them add the flower option for more flowers, and boy, am I glad I did. So that's going to go right there in the corner. I'm just going to use my adhesive on the chipboard, and we're going to start with the big heart, and then the little, oh, that's too high up there. I want that a little bit lower. And then the little heart. All right, I want to Glimmer Mist the whole card, but you're like, oh my gosh, there's a photo there. Yes, you're right, there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper and I'm going to cover him, but I'm not going to cover him with all the lines, because if I cover him with this, you're going to get a hard line. So I'm going to tear the paper and just kind of put it over him. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the Glimmer Mist a little bit more subtle and kind of intentional. So I'm going to put that there and that there. And now I'm going to go ahead and Glimmer Mist. And the color that I'm using is Cross My Heart. This matches this kit so beautifully. So it's Cross My Heart. And I want my embellishments right now to be sprayed as well. So and there we go. All right, now I'm going to lift this up and you're going to see how awesome this worked. Ta-da! So there he is. You can definitely tell that I Glimmer Misted on, but it's not a real harsh line. But that's how you can protect your images, or if you don't want to Glimmer Mist everything, but you need to have your image down in order to do so. That's kind of the thought process behind it. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my embellishments that I did not want to be Glimmer Mist, because I kind of wanted them to pop a little. Plus, I really like this gold, and I didn't want to cover it. So this is actually out of that kit as well. It is the Prima paper, and I have children in the background in the kitchen. I apologize for the noise, but you know, I got 3 kids. I'm gonna go ahead and just push this on down. Like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and I want to add this sweet little heart right there. So I'm going to take a glue dot . I'm just going to push this in like so. All right. And I have some of these. I am kind of digging on them, but I think I'll go ahead and add one here and add one there. And I think I'm going to call this card done. So anyway, that is another way that you can use digital art in your projects and distress crackle paint. It's a really fun technique. It's super easy and you get really great results. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and leave me some love. I like love in my comment section. I think I figured out how to answer them now. Anyway, until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.